continuing on with surface area, we are starting with pyramids. The surface area of a pyramid can be found by the lateral area plus the area of the base. The lateral area is half the slant height times the perimeter. Remember that height and slant height are different in pyramids and cones. Slant height is the height on the outside. Height goes from the vertex to the center of the pyramid and is perpendicular. So quite different. As we look at this first one, our surface area will equal 1/2 my slant height, which is 11.7, times my perimeter, which is 32, plus the area of the base, which is 64, 8 times 8. So in this case, 251.2 meters squared. For our next square pyramid, in both of these cases, we have 1/2 times the slant height, 7.4, times the area of the base, the perimeter of the base, which would be 20. 5 times 4 is 20, plus the area of the base, which is 25. My surface area would be 199 inches squared. Our third example under pyramid, still a square pyramid, surface area would be 1/2 the slant height, which they did not give me. All right, so slant height would be out here. Okay, and of course I can draw this in, and I've got a right triangle, and just for space reasons I'm going to come over here. Right, I know this is 3. Half of 16 would be 8, and that's going to allow me to find my slant height using good old Pythagorean theorem. This turns out to be the square root of 73 times the perimeter, which would be 16 times 4, which is 64, plus the area of the base, 16 squared is 256. So now 0.5 times the square root of 73 times 64 plus 256, and I've got to make this approximately 529.4081 feet squared. Next up, I have a triangular pyramid. All right, so a triangular pyramid, I've got a surface area of 1/2 times my slant height, which is 6.7, times the perimeter of the triangle, and 10 times 3 is 30, plus area of the base, which is a triangle, so 1/2 times base 10 times height 8.7. Much more fun. 0.5 times 6.7 times 30 plus 0.5 times 10 times 8.7, 53.55. Wait a minute, did I do something wrong here? 0.5 times 7.3 times, I did do something wrong, plus 0.5 times 10 times 8.7. Didn't look right on my calculator, so sure enough, when I typed in my calculator, I left off the 0 and 30. It affects the answer quite a bit. So we get 153? 0.5 times 10 times 8.7. 0.5, no, I typed it wrong again. 0.5 times 6.7 times 30 plus 0.5 times 10 times 8.7. 144. Now I'm happy. Alrighty, number 5. Another triangular prism. We have 1/2 times the slant height of 12.2 times the perimeter of the triangle, which is 21, plus the area of the base, which is 1/2 times 7 times 6.1. If I can type this one correctly. This time I put you on hold so that all my typing troubles wouldn't get in the way of the time. Number 6, love it, love it, love it. We have a hexagonal pyramid. Isn't that nice? Now I do feel it's kind of cheaty because they gave you the area of the base. Really should have made you use your area of a regular polygon theorem. That would have been so much more fun. But surface area is 1/2 the slant height times the perimeter of the base plus the area of the base. So 296.93 yards squared. Cones are up next. All right, so this one, lateral area is pi RL. Surface area is pi r squared plus pi RL, or base times lateral area. All right, so my surface area will be pi times 7 squared plus pi times 7 times 11.4. And once again, we're going to leave this in terms of pi. So 49 plus 7 times 11.4 means we're going to have 128.8 pi meters squared. Now, if my diameter is 27, my radius is 13.5. So my surface area is pi times 13.5 squared plus pi times 13.5 times 32.9. So 13.5 squared plus 13.5 times 32.9, 626.4 pi millimeters squared. Next up, oh wow, they gave me the base and they gave me the slant height, but they did not give me my radius. So a little Pythagorean theorem to solve for that, and my radius is the square root of 110.25. Love it. Pi times square root of 110.25 squared plus pi times square root of 110.25 times 27, what's L? 27.3. Okay, so 110.25 plus 27.3 times the square root of 396.9 pi inches squared. So some applications. We have a cone with a surface area and a diameter, which means R is going to be 9. Find the slant height. So surface area equals pi r squared plus pi RL. 822.78 equals pi times 9 squared is 81 plus pi times 9 times L. So subtract 81 times pi from both sides, and you have approximately 568.31 equals 9 pi L. Divide both sides by 9 pi, and your slant height is approximately 20.1 centimeters. All right, so the figure to the left has a cone plus a cylinder. Now, when we do this, we have to be careful to subtract out one of the bases from the cylinder and the base from the cone, because it's not part of the surface area. Those two sides end up being on the inside. So if I do the cone first, my surface area is pi r squared would be the area of the base. I don't want that. I'm just going to do pi RL, which is going to be pi times, R is 17, and my slant height is 20. So 17 times 20, 340 pi. Now the area of my cylinder is going to be, let's see, pi RH. That would be my lateral area. And instead of 2 pi r squared, I'll just have pi r squared because I only have the base on the bottom. So pi times 17 times 12 plus pi times 17 squared, and that's going to be 17 times 12 plus 17 squared, 493 pi. And to find my final answer, I need to add these together. So my surface area will be 340 pi plus 493 pi, which is 833 pi meters squared. All right, the roof of a shed is a square-based pyramid. The base has a side length of 10 feet, and the slant height of the roof is 9.4 feet. Find the area of the roof. Now, again, it's a square-based pyramid, but I'm only talking about the roof itself, which is the lateral area of the pyramid. Okay, and if we go back and think about lateral area of a pyramid, that is 1/2 the slant height times the perimeter. So 1/2 times 9.4, and they did say it's a square, so 4 times 10 is 40. 0.5 times 9.4 times 40, 188 feet squared.